Pea Green heart is beating to hear that lonesome sound. Then Pea Green, Colorado, our favorite music town. All right, folks, welcome to part 2 of our show. Welcome. I'm Len.
And I'm Dean. Together we're known as the Pea Green Brothers. At this point in time, that's
Len.
and Dean. We'd like to share with you some of our favorite stories. Which one should we start with?
A 15-year-old Amish boy and his father were in a shopping mall. They were amazed by almost everything they saw, especially by 2 shiny silver walls that came together and then slid apart.
What is that, Father?
Ah, du lieber son, I've never seen anything like that in my life. I don't know what it is. While the boy and his father were watching with amazement, an old lady in a wheelchair moved up to the moving walls and pressed a button.
Look at that, Father. That old lady in a wheelchair just rolled between us and went into those walls and into that small room.
True. The walls closed and the boy and his father watched the small numbers above the wall light up sequentially, just like the stoplights in downtown Montrose. And then when it reached the last number, they watched again in amazement as the numbers began to light up in the reverse order.
Look, Father, the doors are opening again.
And out walked a gorgeous young woman in a tight leather black skirt.
Father, I've never seen a woman wearing a skirt like that before.
Das macht nichts, son. Go and fetch your Mutter.
Well, Brother Len, what should we do next?
Here's one that we like to call, and that's how the fight started. My fiance asked me,
Honey, why do I have to wear white at our wedding?
I told her it matches the kitchen appliances. And that's how the fight started. My wife asked me the other day if I might know.
Why do women have smaller feet than men?
I told her it was one of those evolutionary things that allow women to stand closer to the kitchen sink. And that's how the fight started. A woman is standing in front of a bedroom mirror. She's not happy with what she says and says to her husband.
I feel horrible. I look old, fat, ugly, and I really need you to pay me a compliment.
And so the husband replied, well, dear, I think your eyesight's damn near perfect.
And that's how the fight started. Okay, here are some excerpts from the latest book that Brother Len and I have been working on. It's called Redneck Etiquette. Chapter 1, Dining Out.
When decanting wine, be sure you tilt your paper cup slowly so as not to bruise the fruit of the vine.
Chapter 2, Dining In.
On special occasions, it's okay to let your 14-year-old daughter smoke at the table in front of her children.
Chapter 3, Domestic Bliss.
Listen up. If there's an issue with your wife about the position of the toilet seat, it's perfectly acceptable to urinate in the bathroom sink.
We've all been there. Chapter 4, Dating.
Always offer to bait your date's hook, especially on the first date.
Chapter 4, Weddings. Oh, Chapter 5, Weddings.
For the groom, at least rent a tux. A leisure suit with a cummerbund and a freshly pressed bowling shirt can create a tacky appearance.
Chapter 6, Driving.
When sending your wife down the road with the gas can, it's impolite to ask her to bring back beer. At this time, we'd like to introduce to you our cousin Portia, who's promised to come out here and help us with a couple of stories here. Hi, Portia. She hails from Duluth, and she's famous for her cabbage rolls.
No, Len, I'm not from Duluth, and my cabbage rolls, they are legendary.
Oh, yum,
Yum, yum.
An elderly couple, Bert and Margaret, moved to Texas. Bert always wanted a pair of authentic cowboy boots, so, seeing some on sale, he bought them and wore them home. Walking proudly, he sauntered into the kitchen and said to his wife,
Notice anything different about me, Margaret?
Margaret looked him over and said,
Nope.
huh. Frustrated, Bert stormed off into the bathroom, undressed, walked back into the kitchen completely naked, except for those boots. Again, he asked Margaret, this time a little louder.
Notice anything different now, Margaret?
Margaret looked up and exclaimed,
Bert, what's different? It's hanging down now. It's hanging down today. It was hanging down yesterday, and it'll be hanging down tomorrow.
Furious, Bert yelled.
And do you know why it's hanging down, Margaret?
Nope.
She replied.
It's hanging down because it's looking at my new boots.
And without changing her expression, Margaret replied,
Should have bought a hat, Bert.
Bus stop, a woman was waiting for a bus.
She was wearing a very stunning, tight, black leather skirt.
As the bus stopped and it was her turn to get on, she became aware that her skirt was too tight to allow her leg to come up to the height of the first step of the bus.
This is so embarrassing. My skirt is too tight to allow my leg to come up to the height of the first step of the bus.
Then she thought,
I'll just give a quick smile to the bus driver, reach behind me, and unzip my skirt a little. That should give me enough slack to reach that first step.
but again, she tried to make that step only to discover that she still couldn't do it, which made her think,
Okay, now I'm even more embarrassed. I'll just have to reach behind and unzip this skirt just a little more.
for the second time, she couldn't raise her leg high enough to make that first step.
I can't believe this is happening to me. I'll try one more time.
So she again reached behind and unzipped her skirt just a little more. And was unable to make the step.
About this time, a large Texan who was standing behind her picked her up easily by the waist and placed her gently on the step of the bus.
She went ballistic, turned to the would-be Samaritan and screeched,
How dare you touch my body? I
"Not
don't
me,
even-
lady, it's not me, it's him.
Oh, well, how
I'm the
dare
announcer."
you? How dare you touch my body? I don't even know you.
The Texan smiled and drawled,
Well, ma'am, normally I would agree with you, but after you unzipped my fly 3 times, I kind of figured we were on the friendly side.
the grand opening of Clifford's Cajun Crab Shack in Clifton, Colorado was amazing. My wife and I enjoyed a Cajun dinner.
This is
Yum,
yum,
yum.
yum. Hang on a second. You know what, Len? That's not Cajun music. What are you playing ukulele for?
Well, I thought that's what it said.
No, it says right here.
Wait a minute. You mean that's not, it's not the Hank's Hawaiian Heavenly Hamburger
No,
Hamlet?
No. This is Clifton. Clifton, the crab house.
Oh, Cajun.
Cajun.
Okay, we can do that.
All right. That's actually in the script. It's supposed to look like a mistake.
Looked like a mistake to me.
See,
Ready, Dean?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Well, so we finished our coffee.
Yep. Finished our coffee.
Sound effect?
Wait. This is a very complicated job.
We finished our coffee at the Crab Shack, and then we decided to leave for the hotel before we were locked out. We walked outside okay, and realized that the thunder and the rain had started. We stepped out into the street just in time to see an ambulance go by.
I know.
Sounds like one.
That's one, yeah.
Just about then, my wife almost got ran over by a bicyclist.
Crazy lady, get off the street!
That close call startled me, and I do recall that I heard a blacksmith working in his shop.
Well, what was he doing?
He was
Chewing gum.
he was forming a horseshoe.
Oh,
No, that worked.
yeah.
Did you all get that? Okay.
All right.
We walked on to the hotel since it was just down the street.
Here it is.
I think we should start over. Well, we walked to the hotel since it was just down the street. The hotel was magnificent, as it looked like a hotel you can only imagine from times long ago. Only new, with an electric-powered escalator with 2 shiny walls. At the counter, we rang for the hotel clerk. While we waited, I swore I heard a gunshot from across the street. But my wife said it was only the thunder of the storm that was passing by. I looked across the lobby past the snake charmer and his pet snake show. And there, next to the wooden block display and the hanging dinner triangle, was that bicyclist who...
Yes. Here's the triangle.
Let's see where... And the hanging dinner triangle was... There was the hanging... Oh, the wooden block display. Okay. And in the lobby was the bicyclist who almost ran us over. He was busy working on his bicycle. Well, I wanted to run that fellow out, but I had romantic plans for the evening. So we checked in and went upstairs to our room. I put on our favorite LP.
Wait, we're not up there yet.
Now, anticipation. We walked upstairs and then I shaved till I had that big, smooth baby face that my wife loved so much. I climbed into bed only to find that she was fast asleep.
Well, thanks so much, everybody. We're the Pea Green Brothers. We're so happy to have you enjoyed the show as much as we have. We'll be back next month for more songs, jokes, and stories. Or catch us on the radio on KPEA Pea Green, Colorado.